submitted. This is Al Hoffer's first blog post that we're reviewing. I've logged into the back end of WordPress and clicked on preview, right-clicked, open link in new tab, so I can view the blog post before it's published. Notice the preview equals true URL slug there. I noticed first that there's an image here with some CSS issues that's causing it to show up kind of incorrectly. So the first thing I would do is probably get rid of one of those images so that we don't have that error. And looks like we've used a lot of categories, which we don't need. We just need one category. It looks like these categories were created by probably their old marketing company that didn't know what they were doing, or I don't know, maybe this was created while creating the post for the first time. But either way, a good thing to do is just go to the most used one sometimes, just to see if there's already one that's existing. But really, what I would do here is, since it's just going to be, the URL is previewed here, it's just going to be the title. I would probably create a new category called Hoffer Blog. Or, you know what? Why don't we give it a parent category of blog? Nope. So that's what we'll do. We'll create a blog category. So there it is. And we could start to use that going forward as the main category, since this is going to fall into the blog section anyway. In the future, what you can do is create subcategories. We don't have to worry about that now, though. There's a couple of glaring issues that I want to resolve. So it looks like this is something that's being pulled as the entry title and image. I think that if we switch to HTML, so I think by default this image is going to be here. There's nothing you can do about that. So what I'd recommend is moving this image out of the way, getting rid of it. It just doesn't look right with that issue. So we can just hit delete. And see what it looks like after we remove it by hitting preview again. Oh, sorry. Save as pending. There we go. So I'm going to try and get rid of this. I don't know why it's there. I think if we look, it's a featured image. Okay. So if we remove that featured image, every website is different. Some will do that. Some will put the featured image at the top of a blog post. Others won't. You'll have to just hit preview and see what it looks like to make it look right and kind of play with it to see why that's happening. So, it's taking off for a long time here. We'll let that load. But aside from that, I noticed that the coupons link here is going to a coupon special page, which is great. If you look at another link, though, I don't know if it's this one. No, this one is good too. It's linking to an appropriate page. The word tips is going to a page that's related to tips, which is great. I think it was this one. This one is linking to the South Florida Pest Control page. And the text that's used as the clickable link is called Green Guard Control Service. So I'm going to remove that as a link, or maybe find a more appropriate page to link that to. Maybe they have a page on their website related to Green Guard Control Services. That's where you would want to link something like that. When you're on a article, when you're writing an article that gets published on a website that's not part of the client's website, or web page that's not part of the client's website, you don't really want to link back to the home page like this. It's not necessary. So let's remove that because they're already on our website. We don't need to mention that they can come to our website. That's not, there's no point in that. I would just change this to give us a call today for free. That's one way to clean up that sentence there. Now, you can make this link here. You can make this image a link to the actual Better Business Bureau listing that they have. If you Google their name, I'm sure you could find it. Better Business Bureau, Al Hoffer, they probably have a page on their site, or I'm sorry, on the Better Business Bureau website that shows that they're a member, and then you can highlight it like I just did. Click this little paperclip button here, and it opens up a link, so you can make the image a link, and bbb.com/Al Hoffer. That's not really the URL, but once you get the URL, you would paste it here, hit OK, and that would make that image a link. So, something to keep in mind. I just removed it. It's not a link anymore. So that's something you could have also done, which would have been a great link. Aside from that, starting from the top, are you interested in pest control services in South Florida? Do you have termites and are interested in South Florida protection for your home? Termite protection. If so, you should know that you are not alone. Termites are one of the most dangerous or damaging insects that can be found in the Florida area. Blah, blah, blah. I mean, this is a very, very, basic blog post. The topic just seems to be, do you need pest control services in your home? Again, these blog posts should be really focused on a topic, such as maybe you would write about garden-friendly or safe pest control products that are good for pets, for gardens, for people who have kids running around their backyard, things that concerned maybe customers would be looking into if they were about to call a pest control company and they have kids or pets or a garden that they don't want damaged. These are the types of outside of the box topics that you want to come up with and write the blog post focused around that topic. So right now the focus of this blog post is a keyword, pest control services in South Florida. It's very obvious. Google doesn't necessarily like that. They're going to look at this as a way to manipulate their search engines, and that's the last thing you want to do. So I would very quickly recommend changing this title to something more focused on a topic that's engaging to an audience in this type of industry. And this is great for search engines as a topic, but the reality is we're already doing a lot of this keyword spamming type of practice on other places on the web outside of the client's website. So we wanted to kind of reduce the usage of keywords and the focusing of keywords when we're publishing pages on the client's actual website. So I would go back, come up with a topic that's not just strictly focused around a keyword, and then strategically include keywords in the paragraph headings and in the content. So maybe at the conclusion you should say, you know, now that you've read about our Green Guard pest control services that are safe pets and garden, you know, if you're in the South Florida area and you're looking for a pest control company or lawn care company that offers a solution that's both friendly for pets and gardens, contact us today, you know, and have a link. Maybe when you say the word or write the word South Florida Pest Control Services somewhere in the body, make that a link back to the page on the client's website that's optimized for that keyword, which you will find in the right boards. So I'm going to pull up the right boards and give you an example. We go to the right boards, we go to site info, we're going to find a bunch of keyword groups with a page at the top. So South Florida Pest Control or termite treatment, maybe we mention that. Let's say if we mention that in the content here, let's see if we can find a space that says it. Here. So I see really quick by doing a search that pest control services in South Florida. This is redundant. We're putting Florida twice. That shouldn't be. So, but my example here would be to create a link back to the target page that's optimized for that keyword. So pest control services in South Florida, you would link it back to that's actually a termite control keyword. So we're not actually promoting a pest control South Florida. Pest control services South Florida would go back to the home page, but you don't want to link back to the home page. You want to refrain from doing that. So in this case, you wouldn't. Had you have mentioned South Florida termite treatment in this blog post, you would link back to the termite page. Let's see here. Here we go. Termite, South Florida termite protection. Here we go. So maybe this is a better example because the home page is optimized for pest control South Florida. Here we found that this page, the South Florida termite control page, is optimized for all of these keywords. So what I would recommend is highlighting that word, copying this URL, which is / South Florida termite control, and making that word here a link back to that page, which isn't the home page, so it's okay, we can do that. And then bam. So now that's a good way to use a keyword link back to a page on the client site that's well optimized for that keyword. Bullet points are great, but again, I think this entire blog post is structured around keywords, not an actual topic that someone would care to read about. And that's the most important thing. And as we start to grow and Google smartens up and gets more strict on the rules they put in place, your content's going to have to get better and better. We're increasing the pay based off of performance and giving bonuses based off of quality of content. And eventually, everybody that's writing right now is going to have to produce higher quality content. I can't stress that enough. So remember, at the end of the day, your content is meant to provide readers with a good experience and a valuable experience. You want high quality, you want unique and engaging and compelling content. Focus on that and everything else that I've mentioned here, and your blog post will be good to go. Thanks for your time. If you have any questions, feel free to email me.